Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So 2025 is a special year for Battlefield players because later this year we're gonna get a new Battlefield game, obviously. And I just started this year with passion and strength when it comes to the channel, more guides, more loadout videos, and today I'm gonna give you the top 6 most underrated weapons in Battlefield 2042 this year. These guns are pretty much down to earth, but are way better than some of your everyday weapons in 2042. A lot of people just ignore the fact that some statistically weaker weapons can often be surprisingly good, and because of that, they tend to stick with the meta and miss out on a lot of opportunities. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't play meta weapons or just stronger weapons in general. As a matter of fact, I do have a lot of videos promoting many of these weapons, one of which will pop up in the top right corner, but by limiting yourself to only playing meta weapons, you, first of all, get bored a lot quicker, and second of all, you miss out on some cool weapons that are basically way above your expectations. So today, I'm here to break you free from meta zone and introduce you to some high potential, less popular weapons with the best setup possible for them. So let's get things started. At number 6, we've got the GVT-4570. I'm not gonna hype you guys because getting used to this weapon can really be frustrating, and I mean absolutely devastatingly boring, but once you get past that phase, you're going to have a weapon that fires twice as fast as the fastest sniper rifles in this game. And it's also a one-shot headshot at any range. Basically, they call it a pocket sniper. Now, the muzzle velocity on this thing can be a little tricky, simply because of the dynamics of the weapon itself and because they needed to somehow balance this weapon out. But if you're dealing with stationary targets, which are most of the times just enemy snipers, this thing can make them want to rage quit. I've landed headshots about 500 meters with this thing against snipers, which is unbelievable for a weapon this quick. Basically, what happens is snipers are more accurate but slower. What you should do, however, is become as accurate as you can with this weapon, and since you're naturally faster using this one, a lot of snipers will get outgunned by you. That's only the long range capabilities of this weapon. In medium range, hitting those heads with the speed this gun provides becomes even easier, and you're going to upgrade your game to go against even DMRs this time. The only thing you should keep in mind is that a pretty efficient secondary weapon is much needed when using this weapon, so you still have a chance if enemies are just like too close. So enough compliments, and let's get to the setup. For barrel, I'd use a tactical compensator for some more accuracy, then the BCG light grip since you don't really need hipfire accuracy. Then for ammo, just go for high power first and then the standard issue. And finally, for weapon sights, I'd like to use a Ghost Hybrid for like close to medium range, and then the M11 6X for long range. So there goes the setup. At number 5, we've got the MP443. This weapon also has some getting used to, I'm not gonna lie, but this thing is just too good to be a vault weapon. For some reason, you can't just put even a red dot on this thing, and there's basically 0 attachments available for it, but there's a couple of things that make it stand out. First of all, the fire rate of this bad boy is way above average among the secondary weapons. It's faster than G57, L9CZ, and hell, even the BFE50. So we're not talking about a mediocre pistol here. On top of that, the magazine size is just incredible. 27 rounds per mag, which is more than all of the secondary weapons except for the G57, which has a drum mag. So you basically never run out of ammo. A lot of people don't know these qualities, and just because it's a vault weapon, they completely forget about it. Never be that person. Now for the setup, there is nothing you can do. I mean, you have options like a suppressor or like flashlights, but they're just not the best options for you. So leave barrel and underbarrel untouched. For magazine, just use all you've got, and here goes the setup. At number 4, we've got the M240 Bravo, and this weapon, despite being a vault weapon, is one of the strongest LMGs in 2042. In fact, based on these stats, it has the highest damage in under 10 meters among all the LMGs alongside the LCMG. The best thing about the M240B compared to the LCMG is how easy it is to control the recoil. You see, the LCMG is all over the place, low fire rate, horizontal recoil just hanging around all the time, while on the other hand, you've got the M240B, which is a lot more stable, feels classic, looks just absolutely insane, and has more fire rates. One thing to know about the M240B is that there are just enough attachments available for the weapon to make it reliable, and so it feels less like a vault weapon. And there's a free bonus here as well. You replay memories from Battlefield 3 and 4, so I'd say it's a worthwhile weapon. For the setup, I'd go for a Warhawk compensator due to the lack of a better option. It's going to decrease the recoil, and it's not that bad. For underbarrel, go for the LWG grip first, and then a bipod for long range suppressive fire, then use all the ammo ammo options you've got, and for weapon sights, I'd like to use the Cobra sight first, and then a Ghost Hybrid for medium range, and there goes the setup. At number 3, we've got the VCAR, which is a pretty strange weapon both in real life and in 2042. It's only 22 inches and it's small for DMR category, but it lacks the long range capabilities people expect from a DMR. Instead, you get the firepower of a DMR in close to medium range with a lot more fire rate. This might seem complicated and all, but if I want to make it simple, it's a weapon made for close to medium range, and it's a straight up powerhouse in those ranges. This thing also has a crazy good hipfire accuracy, and it's not like people jump up in front of you and they kill you because you have a DMR. You can come out of those situations alive with this weapon, which is not the case for the other DMRs, not even the BSVM, because despite being a full auto weapon, it still really lacks that hipfire accuracy. So all in all, it's a pretty capable weapon, but I don't see a lot of people actually using it, which is sad to be honest, so I had to bring this up. For the setup, we're gonna go with both shortened barrel and the extended barrel. So if you want to go for like higher ranges, you switch to the extended barrel and you get some more muzzle velocity. Otherwise, I'd say you better stick with the shortened barrel. For underbarrel, go for the LS1 laser sight because it just gives you some more hipfire accuracy compared to its counterparts. For ammo, go for close combat drum, then close combat extended, and then close combat. This should just be alright. And for weapon sights, I'd say your favorite red dot plus the Target 8T should do the trick, so here goes the setup. Next up in the list, and at number 2, we've got the XM8. Yes, another LMG, but you know, I truly believe this list wouldn't feel complete without the XM8. It's a true classic from Bad Company 2. It just brings back a lot of memories. I remember playing the campaign using only the XM8 because it was so fun to play and it looked futuristic for that time. Even now, it just doesn't feel like an old weapon, to be honest. In 2042, XM8 feels like a hybrid weapon. You have the firepower of an LMG with 100 rounds per mag, and there are also bipods for suppressive fire with minimum recoil, but you can also get a mobility more than most of the LMGs. Simply said, it's a combination of assault rifles and LMGs. On top of that, there's a scary combo with the XM8, which is the combination of low recoil and high fire rate. The fire rate is 770 RPM, which is more than most of the ARs in this game for basically zero recoil, and it's shocking how you don't come across people playing this thing. I mean, it feels like there's a huge potential just being wasted, so I definitely suggest you try it out and see for yourself. For the setup, I'd say you leave the factory barrel intact, but for underbarrel, LS1 laser sight should be the best option because you have nothing better to use in my opinion. Then you need a bipod so you can play the role of the machine gunner for your team, and you don't have a choice for ammo, so you only got one magazine. But for weapon sights, I prefer the K8 Hollow and then the ACOG for medium range, and here's the setup. Finally, at number 1, we've got the MTAR-21. Now, there is just a lot of facts that people don't know about this weapon. Like seriously, a lot of people will just let go of a weapon because it's a vault weapon. The MTAR has one of the fastest TTKs in the entire assault rifle category, being 267 milliseconds. In fact, it holds the second place with AEK and M5A3 being equal with it. However, M5 isn't really underrated and a lot of people consider playing it, and the AEK just isn't as smooth as the MTAR is when it comes to recoil control. The only AR with a faster TTK than the MTAR is the RM68 with high power rounds, I guess. On top of that, the recoil of this thing is literally a piece of cake, and it might seem overwhelming at first, but the more you get into it, the more you realize how good of a weapon it is even for medium range. Like if you put a 4x scope on it, it will dominate people in medium range as well. With all that said, you know you should be playing this weapon, but let's see how to configure it to its best potential. So the downside to MTAR is lacking quality attachments, but we'll make the most out of it. For barrel, just go with a Warhawk compensator, LWG grip for underbarrel, then use all ammo options you've got, and for sights, a red dot paired with a Ghost Hybrid will do the job, and there goes the final setup. So there you have it guys, top 6 most underrated weapons in Battlefield 2042 for early 2025. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope this video was helpful. If you think a weapon is underrated and it's actually pretty good, make sure to comment down below and let me know what that weapon is. Maybe others can use your experience as well. Thank you all guys for watching, and until next time, stay cool.